industry of real estate, it's common practice, and pretty much everybody has the same mantra where they go to a listing appointment to, talk to somebody about listing their home for sale. And you have been taught, or we have been taught consistently, that you've got to pull out the slide deck, you've got to do the presentation, build your value by telling everything and every little detail about what you can do for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're speaking at people, and I found that it's a lot more effective if we go into it with more just questions for them to try to discover and understand what their needs are, what they really want, where their pain points are, and go at it from that angle first instead of, the formal presentation and just trying to do what everybody else does. So it's more conversational, and you get to the heart of what's important to them.
I agree with you 100%, Robert. And can I give you a really powerful question for you to start with?
Sure, of course.
You maybe want to tee up, because you're saying most of the time you're in their home or you're meeting them for coffee somewhere.
Right.
So maybe you tee up, hey Matt, I'm really glad we're having this meeting. I've got a few thoughts around your current situation and what you need with the move. But, before we get started, I guess the thing I'm most curious about is, what's your biggest reason for moving? No, not many real estate professionals, if any, ever ask that question. And that's the single most important question to anybody buying a home, selling a home. What's your biggest reason for moving? Nobody is happy and content with where they're at and goes, shit, let's move, right? And the answer to that question, Robert, will, and should dictate whether or not you're going to need to show slides, go through things. Let me give you some examples. What's your biggest reason for moving, right? Well, we're happy where we're at right now. Heather really loves the place. The kids love the neighborhood. They're content with their schools. But, if there's any way we could get $4 million for this place, I would consider it. That's somebody that's really early on in the stage. I don't even know if you want to go through comps, right? Or versus, I'm a really analytical person, and if the numbers make sense, we're going to do it, and I really want to see what the total comps is on my... That's somebody that's asking for that. Versus, what's your biggest reason for moving? Full disclosure, Robert, we're going through a divorce right now, and attorneys... We can't settle everything until we have the home figured out. The two of us are amicable together. We're not going to be difficult to work with. But ideally, what we'd like to do, Robert, is we'd like to have the house closed, if at all possible, within 60 days. And I noticed on the mailer that you had sent me that average houses in the market were around 27 days. And I'd definitely like to be around there or a little bit sooner if we could, because I'm spending a ton of money on attorney's fees. God, man, I'm sorry to hear that. When you say you're spending money on attorney's fees, can you kind of give me a ballpark of what the burn rate is there? Yeah, it's about 18 grand a month, right? Got it. Now, do you even need to show that person the thing? No. Hey, based on everything that you're telling me, it's not my first rodeo, right? I'm not hearing anything, and now seeing the home, I'm not seeing anything, that if you allow us to go to work and do it for you, and by all means, we're going to price this as competitively as possible, but I appreciate your openness with me, and I appreciate you being candid that we want to get this in a sub 30-day sale. I do have some strategies to do that. Every hour that goes by is another hour where I can't be marketing. It doesn't make sense to get the listing agreement signed. Yes, it does. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Right? We make our job too hard for us. We add too many steps in things. We actually make it, and this is something that we talk about in the portal quite often. You need to very frequently take honest inventory of your sales process and go, what the hell in this is completely unnecessary? What in this should be ad hoc versus mandatory? Okay, now here's where I would, as Robert's coach, where I'd be pretty pissed off, is if Robert came to me and was like, dude, yeah, I don't need to do that, so I don't show up to anything with anything. because, not every deal is going to need the market research. That's being obtuse and unprofessional. What I would like Robert to do is have the market research in his bag, okay? Have his phone. Where should his phone be? In his bag, with his laptop and his iPad. What should be in front of Robert? A sword and a shield, right? What's your biggest reason for moving? And take notes. And then when they say market research, man, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, and before I go into my bag, right, market research, oh, I have that. When you say, and this is something that John Fitzgerald got really good at, because John Fitzgerald had a ton of research on his software, but he got good at slowing the process down. And when you say market research, can you give me a specific example of what you're looking for? And they would say this, yeah, we want to know if we have the ability to check how long it takes to check credit score. I've got the documents right here, but I can just tell it to you if you'd like. With our software, it's 4.3 seconds. 4.3 seconds? Yes. What information do you need? Social and name. Yeah, dude, we're ready to rock. Might not even need to pull the research out. If you work in sales and you need to make twice as much money as you do right now to really enjoy your life, you've really only got 3 options. Option number 1, you can continue to work your butt off in the job you have right now, hoping for some sort of miracle to happen, where you start taking home double the money while doing things the exact same way you do them right now. That's pretty unlikely. Or option number 2, you could look for another job at a totally different company, hoping you're going to catch some sort of once-in-a-lifetime wave where sales just seem to flow your way. All right, again, highly unlikely, and we both know waves in sales, well, they don't last very long. Or option number 3, you can click the button here and get instant access to a simple, straightforward sales process that will help you take home twice as much money as you do right now while putting in far less effort than you do today. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, the most effective sales coaching system in the world. If you click the button, you're going to see how our interactive sales coaching portal and weekly live coaching sessions with me will help you double your income within 60 days. Easton University is more than an interactive sales coaching portal. It's more than being able to ask me questions in a live setting every single week. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Click the button. I will see you on the other side. Your life is about to get a lot better. Click through now.